After you finish a meal, your body breaks the food into smaller molecules to use as fuel, helping your body work correctly. An organ in your abdomen, the pancreas, creates insulin, a hormone that helps your cells absorb the glucose from your blood. At the same time, dietary fat is broken into fatty acids, which are used for energy and other important functions like hormone production, such as testosterone. Any extra fatty acids are turned back into triglycerides and mostly stored in adipose tissue or body fat. Extra carbs from your meal first become glycogen, which is a chain of glucose molecules stored for later use. Glycogen mainly stays in your liver and muscles, but there's a limit to how much you can store. Once that limit is hit, the remaining energy turns into triglycerides and is stored as fat. This is the usual cycle your body follows when eating during the day. But what happens if you completely stop eating for 3 days, around 6 to 10 hours? After your last meal, your body finishes using the remaining glucose in your blood. Since no new nutrients are coming in, your body begins using glycogen for energy. At this stage, your pancreas starts releasing glucagon, a hormone different from glycogen or glucose, which signals your body to free up stored glycogen and fatty acids. If your last meal was low in carbs, your body might start making ketones, an energy source from fat. Ketones are produced by the liver after fat is broken down into fatty acids. In those first 6 hours, your blood sugar slightly rises before gradually falling, while your ketone levels slowly increase, especially after the 10-hour mark. Before hitting that 10-hour window, if you're used to 3 meals a day or eat a high-carb diet, you'll likely feel hungry and tired. This isn't just because of low calories, it's due to your body clock or circadian rhythm and the hormone ghrelin. Ghrelin causes hunger, and it spikes at times you usually eat, like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you continue fasting, these hunger spikes fade after a couple of hours, and your body adjusts to the new eating pattern. After 10 hours of fasting, your body also increases human growth hormone HGH production from the pituitary gland. Fasting can boost HGH levels similar to what happens with exercise, stress, or low blood sugar. HGH is important during fasting because it helps repair muscles, improve athletic performance, strengthen your immune system, and aid recovery. Even though HGH doesn't build muscle without food, it does help protect muscle by promoting protein synthesis and repair. Studies show HGH levels can increase 5-fold after just 2 days of fasting. Between 12 to 16 hours and glycogen stores keep dropping, and ketones become a bigger energy source. You may start to feel cold since your body temp goes down when it's not digesting food. This early fasting stage is well studied, especially during Ramadan when people fast from sunrise to sunset for a month. Research from these studies shows many benefits after fasting 10 to 17 hours daily, like better weight control, digestion, and improved cholesterol. There's also a drop in inflammation markers tied to diseases like homocysteine, CRP, and cholesterol ratios. Inflammation is something many people want to reduce, and short-term fasting can help. Around 18 hours into fasting, your body leans more on fat and ketones for fuel as blood sugar stays low and glycogen runs out. At this point, inflammation drops significantly, and levels of HGH and a brain chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, rise. Both HGH and BDNF help the brain grow new neurons and strengthen brain connections, which improve memory and learning. They also help nerves and brain cells live longer. Around this time, autophagy begins, a cleanup process where your body recycles damaged proteins, waste, and broken cells to use for energy. It's like taking out the body's trash. Things that trigger autophagy include calorie restriction, starvation, and increased HGH-BDNF levels. Fasting meets all three, so it's a very efficient way to start this cellular cleaning process. Unlike many fake detox claims, autophagy is backed by real science and offers true health benefits. It also improves how well white blood cells fight illness, boosting immunity. However, long fasts like 1 week or more can hurt your immune system due to nutrient shortages. But after just 24 to 32 hours of fasting, glycogen is likely gone, and your body switches to using fat for energy. That's why there's a big jump in free fatty acids in your blood, especially in men, who see a 4-fold increase compared to women. Your brain still needs some glucose though. To manage this, your body starts breaking stored triglycerides into glycerol and fatty acids. Fatty acids can be used right away for energy, while glycerol heads to the liver to become glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. This gives your brain enough glucose without breaking down muscle, at least not yet. Contrary to popular belief, protein breakdown actually slows after the first 24 hours to help protect muscle. However, if you're already lean with little fat, your body might begin turning protein into glucose, which could lead to muscle loss. Still, you probably won't lose much muscle before the 3rd day of fasting. Most energy will come from fat, and the HGH boost helps preserve your muscle by saving amino acids and reducing breakdown. After 24 to 32 hours, you'll likely notice some weight loss on the scale. This comes from water loss through carb depletion and some fat. However, if you eat a huge meal afterward, you can quickly regain the lost weight, but continuing a fast for 48 hours can provide more mental benefits, better mood, focus, and alertness. Many studies show that fasting between 2 and 7 days can help with depression, with people feeling calmer and more clear-headed. That said, fasting isn't easy, especially if you're new to it. You might get headaches, feel tired, achy, or have stomach problems, all of which can improve with time as your body adjusts. Once you reach 3 full days of fasting, the benefits like lower inflammation, autophagy, and improved immunity continue on a deeper level. There's also some evidence that the body begins producing stem cells that help repair different types of cells. But eventually, fasting's downsides begin to outweigh the benefits. Although humans can technically survive for months without eating, that's usually seen in controlled settings or hunger strikes. Fasting for 3 full days without medical guidance is tough for most people. After 72 hours, the body is more likely to break down muscle and develop vitamin, mineral deficiencies, and digestive problems. One study on a 41-year-old man who fasted for 40 days showed that the most significant fat burning and ketone production happened in the early fasting days. By the 5th day, ketone levels leveled off, and daily weight loss slowed. In fact, the body burned the most fat during the first few days, helping preserve muscle before the 3rd day ends. The body still tries to avoid using protein for fuel by relying on ketone, but by the 3rd day, 3 clear signs show the body might turn to muscle. First, a study showed that muscle glutamine levels dropped by 34% after 3 days. Glutamine is vital for muscle maintenance and protein synthesis. A drop means your body may start breaking down muscle. Second and third are negative potassium and nitrogen balances, both signs that your body is losing protein. Low potassium can cause weakness and cramps, which can be improved by supplementing during a fast. A negative nitrogen balance shows your body is now using muscle for energy. In the end, a fasting period of 16 hours to 3 days is a good range for most people. The right duration depends on your experience with fasting. This range provides a sweet spot where benefits like fat loss, cell repair, and reduced inflammation are seen without hitting the more serious side effects. In just 3 days without food, your body can flush out toxins, lose fat, improve body composition, and support better overall health. That's why science is so interested in fasting, especially for treating diseases, cancer, and brain disorders. Most research so far has been done on animals, so more human studies are needed. But current evidence clearly shows that besides weight control and better body composition, fasting helps your brain and reduces harmful inflammation tied to many illnesses.